meantime, we're gonna kick your behind so hard you'll be wearing it as a hat. Right, Mr. Sparkles?
Affirmative. Prepare to don the behind hat.
Hello everyone, my name is FarShot, and welcome back to my Permadeath series for Guild Wars 2. This will be part 2. In episode 1, we created our first character, Zarek. Completed the tutorial, map completed a little more than 50% of Metrica Province, and got Zarek to level 10. If you missed that one, make sure you go back and catch it first. In this episode, we are going to attempt to get Zarek to level 20. Let's get into it. So I spent level 10 through 14 leveling in Caledon Forest with my wife. It was nice leveling up with her. It made me feel a lot safer having her around. When your health hits 0, you don't completely die immediately. You go down into down state. That gives you one last chance to either rally by killing an enemy or being rezzed by a friend. So if I happen to go down, she'd be able to res me pretty easily. So far I haven't gone down yet. Still, everything is pretty easy. The lowest my health has gotten was when I was completing a hero point challenge where you fight the Tengu guy. But even there was little chance of me going down. Level 15 through 16 was spent doing my chapter 1 personal story. The story is similar for all Asura, but the choice I made during character creation to go with the College of Synergetics determined the device that we'd be demonstrating at the SNAF prize competition and the following story steps. I guess minor spoiler warnings here. I'm going to give a brief summary of what happens in chapter 1. We start by reporting to Vark to compete in the SNAF prize competition with the rest of our crew. After successfully demonstrating the interspatial translocator, Teo and the rest of the Inquest try to take credit for our invention. We get into a little scuffle with the Inquest, which is then broken up by Counselor Flack.
The contest is over. I hereby declare that Vark and his crew win this year's SNAF prize.
Unacceptable.
After declaring Vark and the rest of our crew the winners of the SNAF prize, Teo again persists that the translocator is Inquest tech. Counselor Flack makes the outrageous decision to give Teo our translocator even though Teo provided no evidence to back up her claim.
The decision stands. However, in light of Teo's evidence, the Inquest may now reclaim its property. After the Council fully investigates, credit and blame will be assigned to the deserving parties.
Varric is suspicious of this decision.
Save your ink, Vark. It's obvious Flax and Teo are working together, and I will not let them besmirch Snaf's memory.
Zoja's right. The Council accepted that protest and gave away our translocator suspiciously fast. I think that whole charade was rehearsed.
Luckily, Varric conveniently installed a tracking device in the translocator so we can track where the Inquest have taken it. With the help of Zoja and Paul, a member of our crew, we attempt to ambush the Inquest, but it was a trap.
Which you fell for because you're stupid. Okay, Subject 1. Let's get you into a cage. Subject 2. Time to get you all nice and disassembled. On to Subject 3. Wait, it's starting to smoke. Got it.
I think this might be the first time a device malfunction has worked in our favor.
Fortunately for us, we were not teleported far. There were only a few groups of Inquest to fight before we got back to Zoja's golem, Mr. Sparkles, and repaired him. We find out that Zoja was taken to an Inquest lab in Metrica Province. After tracking down that Inquest lab, we break down the door and find that the Inquest lab is on fire. We locate Zoja. Turns out she was holding her own pretty well without our help. Zoja tells us that the Inquest have been testing our teleporter on innocent test subjects, and when they are done with them, they are disposed of using an incinerator golem. We make plans to destroy that golem. Turns out he's kind of a chump and we took care of him pretty easily. After defeating the incinerator golem, Zoja informs us that Vark has sold us out to the Inquest, and Paul has been taken hostage. We were given the choice to enact revenge on Vark for selling us out or saving Paul. I chose to save Paul. We track down Paul to another Inquest facility and rescue him without much issue. He tells us that the Inquest have taken the teleporter to Reina Landing. Zoja informs Paul that it was Vark who told the Inquest of our ambush, and that he is maneuvering for a council seat. We travel to Reina Landing and crash an Inquest party.
Welcome. Prepare to be astonished by the one and only original astrospatial displacement zapper. Just press a button, and your target is whisked away to any destination you choose. No receiving gate required. Here, have an up-close and personal demonstration.
Your patter smells worse than fertilizer golem exhaust, Teo. It's a trap, you ignoramuses.
What's cooking, genius? Ha! Don't get used to being called that, by the way. I was being ironic. Prepare to be amazed. Behold, our first large-scale demonstration. Isn't my turret simply brilliant? Don't get too close now.
We see that the Inquest have weaponized our invention by turning it into a turret. After destroying the generators that power the teleporter turret, we take down Teo. Unfortunately, we have destroyed our own invention. But after, Zoja grants Zarek the title of Savant.
Teo's been a mite in my ear for a long time. Thanks for helping me take her down. Sorry about your invention, though.
It wasn't my invention. It was the Inquest's abuse of my invention. I'm glad to see it go. Time to move on to other projects.
What about the people Teo zapped out of here? Where are they?
Leave that to Mr. Sparkles and me. We'll locate Teo's victims, punt a few Inquest around, make a day of it.
Thanks for all your help, Zoja. We College of Synergetics alumni should stick together.
Count on it, Savant. I don't say this to everybody. Well, not anybody really, but I would love to work with you again.
That makes two of us. Hang on a second. Did you just call me Savant?
I did. Your crew won the SNAF prize, and Paul has graciously ceded the title to you.
So if you're brand new to Guild Wars 2, I guess the thing that stands out most about the personal story are the bloody cutscenes. Don't get me wrong, I love this game. It's probably my favorite game. Put a bunch of hours into it. But what are those? ArenaNet, come on. Surely we could have done something better. They are such an immersion killer. When those cutscenes start, I am so aware that I'm playing a video game. At least here in the first chapter, they deliver some of the dialogue while you still have full control of your player character. But most of the dialogue is delivered in that clunky side-by-side with the generic background of whatever terrain we might be in for that particular region. I'm not sure if it was a design choice or if ArenaNet just ran out of time as they got closer to release. If it was a design choice, I would say it was a mistake. If they ran out of time, I just don't understand why they couldn't patch it after release. Back in the betas, I remember playing some of the story and there was a big work in progress at the top of those. The first time I saw them, I was really disappointed, but then I saw the work in progress and I was like, okay, at full release, they're gonna have something in there and it's gonna look better, but they never added it. There was some talk of Guild Wars 2 becoming available on Steam in November of 2020. It is now December of 2020, and they did not add it to Steam because they're currently working on an expansion, so I think they're devoting all of their development time towards that. But maybe at a later date, or maybe before they add it to Steam, they could update this new player experience. There's no way a new player coming into this game would know that the story is delivered way better in Heart of Thorns and Path of Fire later on. They would probably just assume that everything's going to be delivered like this. And I know story isn't always the most important part of an MMO. It's usually the in-game progression. But still, this is an RPG, and I feel like the story is important. It's at least important to me. If I was not an already established Guild Wars 2 player who played the first game, who pre-ordered the collector's edition, who was super hyped at the release of the game, and I saw that, I would probably lose interest in this game. Ugh. Alright, enough complaining. So the personal story only gave us 2 levels. Level 18 through 20 were earned, finishing up Metrica Province, so now we've completely 100%ed Metrica Province. I will no longer be able to level in the starter maps, and I will now have to move on to the level 15 through 25 maps until I feel safe to move forward from there. Woo! There is level 20. Still feeling good. I really think Necro was a really good choice. I'm liking it a lot. Let me go ahead and slash death here. Yep, still 0. Alright guys, and we have reached the end of episode 2. I'm having such a great time putting together these videos. It's been a lot of fun. I really hope you guys are enjoying them. Please, if you've made it this far, hit that like button. Leave a comment if you want to chat or have any suggestions for future videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you again in the next one. See ya.